Welcome to our MotoGP News Update. With MGP News Reborn. Click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP News Update. KTM's financial instability has cast a shadow over its MotoGP operations, sparking concern for Pedro Acosta's future within the team. With Ducati and other manufacturers reportedly circling, Acosta's manager, Valera, has shed light on the situation and potential alternatives for the rising star. Reigning MotoGP world champion Jorge Martín is preparing for one of the most challenging seasons of his career. Having claimed his first title in 2024 with Ducati, Martín will now defend his crown aboard an Aprilia, a move that has forced him to recalibrate his goals for 2025. KTM, a staple of MotoGP competition, shocked the paddock by entering self-administration due to debts exceeding €1.8 billion. While the Austrian manufacturer insists that its racing operations remain unaffected, questions loom over its long-term stability. Pedro Acosta, who excelled in his rookie MotoGP season, was set to step up to KTM's factory team in 2025. However, the recent financial turbulence has raised doubts about KTM's ability to maintain a competitive MotoGP program. Valera, Acosta's manager, expressed concern over KTM's sudden downturn. Valera emphasized that KTM's MotoGP project is crucial for the brand's market presence, but the uncertainty is hard to ignore. Nobody warned us of this possibility when we signed the contract in May. We were sold a vision of KTM as a giant with huge financial muscle. For us, it has been an absolute surprise. In May, we signed a contract with a winning project. Now, in just 6 months, everything has changed. It's something that worries us, and denying the obvious would be absurd. Quote from Valera. Despite KTM's assurances that their MotoGP program will continue, the instability has attracted the attention of rival manufacturers, including Ducati. Acosta's manager revealed that multiple teams have already reached out, expressing interest in the 20-year-old prodigy. Valera described Acosta as a diamond and highlighted his immense potential, making him a coveted asset for any factory team. I can tell you that I talk to many factories constantly. All the factories have contacted me, asking how Pedro is doing and offering support. I know they would be open to having Pedro if we needed an alternative. Pedro is 20 years old and has already shown a lot. Any factory would be excited to have his services. The core issue for Acosta and his team is whether KTM can uphold its promise of providing a championship-caliber project. Valera expressed disappointment in how KTM's financial situation has undermined their initial agreement. Valera reassured fans that KTM's racing department, led by Pedro, remains committed to the MotoGP project. However, he acknowledged that the team is also a victim of the company's broader financial mismanagement. In May, we were told KTM was in a position of strength to challenge the current dominant force in MotoGP, which is Ducati. Today, this is not the case. It raises questions about what has happened in such a short time. I believe that the entire MotoGP racing department is the victim of KTM's mismanagement. The relationship with the team is good, and we trust Pedro, but the situation is far from ideal. As KTM works to stabilize its finances and secure investor confidence, Acosta's future remains uncertain. While he is committed to KTM for now, the interest from Ducati and other manufacturers ensures that the young Spaniard has options should the situation deteriorate further. For 2025, everything remains the same unless the situation worsens and we are informed by KTM. However, we must remain prepared for any eventuality. Concluded. Acosta's impressive rookie season and undeniable talent have made him one of the most sought-after riders in MotoGP. With Ducati reportedly leading the charge, the pressure is on KTM to prove its capability to sustain a competitive racing program. The MotoGP paddock is abuzz with speculation about Pedro Acosta's future as KTM battles financial uncertainty. While the manufacturer fights to secure its place on the grid, rivals like Ducati are waiting in the wings, eager to seize the opportunity should it arise. Stay tuned as this story develops. Jorge Martin's journey from Ducati to Aprilia was unexpected, with the switch finalized in June 2024, well before his championship victory. Despite his success last season, Martin now faces a daunting task, adapting to a new team and machine while competing against Ducati riders Pecco Bagnaia and Marc Marquez, the clear title favorites. The challenge is enormous because I'm going from a bike with which I was fighting for the top positions to one that is in the lower part of the top 10. Quote from Martin. Martin acknowledged the significant disadvantage he faces, describing the 2025 season as a huge challenge. Martin's initial tests with the Aprilia RSGP at Barcelona in November were encouraging, but he remains cautious. With the final version of the 2025 RSGP still under development, Martin emphasized the importance of February's pre-season tests in Sepang to fully assess the bike's potential. Despite the uncertainties, Martin expressed optimism about his debut season with Aprilia, acknowledging the team's progress while tempering expectations. I have no idea what the bike will actually be like. We'll have to wait for the February tests. If I started from 5th place and ended up winning a race or finishing second, I would feel very proud. Unlike his 2024 title campaign, Martin's primary goal for 2025 is not the championship but the development of Aprilia's competitiveness. Turning 27 later this month, Martin is already looking ahead to 2026 as the year when Aprilia could emerge as serious contenders. Leading Aprilia into the title fight will not be easy, so that is not the objective for the new season. The opportunity could come as early as 2026. But for now, I just have to do my best. Aprilia's management has set clear expectations for Martin to give his maximum effort as the team builds a foundation for future success. Martin's first significant challenge in 2025 will be attempting to win the season opener in Thailand, a feat that would place him in elite company. Only Valentino Rossi, who switched from Honda to Yamaha in 2004, has won a race after becoming champion and changing manufacturers. Should Martin achieve this milestone, it would underline his talent and adaptability as he transitions to Aprilia. Jorge Martin enters 2025 as a champion with tempered expectations. While the title may not be within reach this season, Martin's focus on long-term development with Aprilia showcases his strategic approach to the sport. With his sights set on 2026, Martin's journey with Aprilia promises to be one of resilience and determination. Stay tuned for his first test in Sepang as the MotoGP season approaches. Thank you for joining MGP News Reborn. And this has been your MotoGP News Update. And see you in the next video.